I think that entrepreneurs are the greatest individuals in the world. I really do. When I meet with a prospective new client, I always say congratulations. And they always look at me like, what are you talking about? And the reason I say that is because I know to go from idea to execution, for anything, by the way, is really difficult. My name is Nur Nadir. I am a business banker. Both my mother and my father ran small businesses. I always said, I want to be a business owner, and this is like at 12, 13. And when I went to university, graduating, I wanted to have the capacity to work with multiple industries. And so I'd gone down the path of trying to join a management consulting firm, and that was fairly difficult to get into that, break into that industry. And so I thought about also actually private equity and venture capital, and this is before it was very popular. And I had a meeting with a gentleman who said, well, if you want to go into private equity, you should start at commercial banking, lending. And I was like, what's that? I didn't even know what that was. And he explained it to me, and essentially it's lending to various businesses, and to make a decision to lend, you have to be able to understand what they call their balance sheet and their profit and loss and all of that. I joined the bank, had some good training, and I enjoyed it, and so here I am today. I was a young banker, or a younger banker, and I was literally cold calling. So my desire was to provide financing for mergers and acquisitions. I just started to call, and Michael picked up the phone, and he said, who are you? I mean, basically it was a cold call, and he was just like, who are you? What do you want? And within their industry, they have a lot of people that call them, right? A lot of individuals that want to sell their business, or you have buyers. They're constantly trying to evaluate who's serious and who isn't. And Michael and I hit it off. He actually pulled Ryan on the phone. He just said, hey, Ryan, jump on the call. They've worked together for a long time, and they're childhood friends. And so they were both in the office. And so we just hit it off on the phone, and then we met, and we've closed a number of transactions over the years. I work with a range of M&A intermediaries. And by far, the Veiled Group is the most detailed. And one example that I can share is this. Anytime I get an opportunity from a buyer and or the Veiled Group, I receive a what they call a confidential memorandum. And it's just a summary of the transaction. By far, their summary is the most detailed. Like literally, I can take it and have an internal discussion within my bank to determine if we are interested. And that discussion, by the way, is with my credit manager. And there are various components within the memo that show that they've done their homework, that they've asked the right questions, that frankly, they know their deal, right? So when I look at a deal, I think to myself, well, would I buy this business? And the reason I do that is because I want to assess the risk for my buyer, which is going to be my client, or at least give them some feedback. So the level of detail that they provide really helps the parties to save time, including the bank. That's one thing that stands out. Second, both Michael and Ryan tend to be individuals that they're going to be authentic and as transparent as possible. When you buy and sell a business, it's very emotional. It's typically very emotional for the seller. And most business owners feel a level of, one, gratitude to these employees that have helped them build wealth and helped them keep their business running. But they also have concern about, well, what will happen to my employees? It comes up all the time. You also have sellers that sometimes are afraid of what they're going to do with their time. And so it's interesting as a business and as an M&A intermediary, you really have to have some finesse and have some emotional intelligence along with the financial intelligence. And both Michael and Ryan have been, highly successful. And that's why they're still in the business, for as long as they have been. I have collaborated with Michael and Ryan outside of this world. And I have collaborated with them simply because they're just great individuals. And so, I consider them friends. And, Ryan in particular, he and I tend to talk about wellness. And, he's got 2 wonderful daughters and a beautiful wife. And I've hung out with them. We talk about family. And I think they're wonderful people. So individuals who choose to work with the Veiled Group, both Michael and Ryan in particular, what they should know is that you're going to partner with thoughtful individuals. You're going to partner with a firm that has the right experience, has the right resources through their partnerships to ultimately execute and get the job done. They take an expansive approach, they take a consultative approach, and ultimately your success is going to be their success.